Thank you. Actually, I do remember that we did Brontosaurus on Top of the Pops, just me and Woody and Jeff Lynne. And we did the rehearsal, and Roy was kind of about as normal as it can be. And then on the night, it was live, and suddenly he appeared in that like big black and white floppy thing he had on, and he put all the war paint on his face, and he turned into this like completely different character. And from then on, that kind of carried on as a wizard and stuff, and it was, it frightened the life out of us. About 2 years before that, the move finally got to America. We did our first ever American tour. In 1969, it was way too late. We should have gone in 67, 68 on that system. Anyway, we finally got there, only the four of us, and a road manager called Upsy Downing, who roaded for Jimi Hendrix. So he kind of knew his way across America. He was a very naughty boy, Upsy Downing was. And we got to America, and we'd never been before, so we were like, wow, tourists, you know? And we landed in New York, and we went to a famous music shop called Manny's, and we loaded up with equipment, and we hired a Mercury sedan and a U-Haul trailer, and off we went for 3 weeks across America. And we drove from New York to Detroit, did 2 or 3 nights with Iggy Pop and the Stooges, which is a good start, really. And then from there, we went across Route 66, which you can't do anymore. They've closed it or something. But we drove Route 66, and we stopped for gas in Albuquerque, and these real redneck cowboys spotted us, and in particular Woody, and they'd never seen anything like that before. And what basically happened is we got into this really nasty fight with these cowboys, and I remember Opsy was a really big guy. He was our ace card, really. He was like our bodyguard, you know. He was a massive guy, and we were confronted by these cowboys, and the smallest cowboy, who's about 5 foot tall, knocked out Opsy with one punch. So we thought, we're in trouble here. So we dragged him in the car, and we got out of town, and the dust was, and all the tumbling tumbleweeds and the whole bit, and they were shooting guns in the air at us, and get out of town, you honkies. And we finally got to Los Angeles, and we had a residency at the Whiskey A Go Go in LA on Sunset Strip. And we got there, and the band before us had just finished their residency, was Chaka Khan and Rufus, who were like, whoa, we gotta follow this. And we did, and we had a great week, and we just signed to A&M Records, and Herb Albert, who owned the label, he came along, and he bought Procol Harum, because he just signed them, and he bought this really cute little brother and sister act that was so nice, called Richard and Karen. Yeah. And they just recorded a song called Ticket to Ride. It was their first hit, and then, well, went mega, obviously. The Doors came to see us. Jim Morrison came in like this swaggering superstar and was carried out half an hour later, completely unconscious. And Joni Mitchell came to see us with Graham, and went back to her house in Laurel Canyon. It was all very, very hippie. We all wore caftans for a week and beads, and we ate brown rice and stuff. And then we went to San Francisco, and we did 3 nights at the Fillmore West, which was actually on CD now. And it was us, bottom of the bill, and then Little Richard, and then Joe Cocker. 3 wonderful nights. 3 weeks of mayhem, and all in this Mercury car, which is why we're going to do the Mercury Blues.